Chris Hughes. She calls my balls Jimmy and Timmy. No. That's enough now.
No one
That's
calls
enough.
anyone's balls anything. You try to ignore them because they're not attractive.
I wouldn't get that far now. I've named some testicles in my time.
Welcome to My Therapist Ghosted Me with me, Vogue Williams and Joanne McNally.
Well done. Name checked.
Oh, hang on. We were just talking about tech. I don't think Joanne's in the right camera.
What?
No, I think we're using the.
Sorry.
Okay, we'll be back after these messages.
Speaking of technical dramas, obviously now we have all high quality equipment because of the YouTube situation. But I went down to do the Two Johnnies podcast in Care in Tipperary last week.
How long did that take you to get there?
Yeah, it's a fair trek. It's a fair
It's a
trek.
long way to Tipperary, Joanne.
It
What?
is.
Famously.
As the saying goes, it is. But they're worth it.
They are worth it.
They
They're
are
good guys.
relentlessly the largest podcast in Ireland. Me and you, we kind of wiggle around. We're always up there. We do well. But they are always number one. It's very impressive. And they're sound. I like them.
They are sound, and they've got they did actually a really quite fun TV show.
Do you remember they did all the GAA catfish stuff, Joe?
Oh, that
was them.
yeah, it was good quality.
Yeah.
It was good content.
It was.
Yeah.
It was great quality. And I wouldn't mind, but Johnny 1 and Johnny 2. But Johnny 2 or Johnny 1, I don't know what the chronology of them is. The one that got catfished. He's got a new girlfriend who we met online as well.
It's the only way to meet people these days, Joanne McNally. You've got to risk a catfishing for that.
I was like, were you not worried you were going to get done again? And I met her. And do you know what the gas thing was? Do you know where they met?
How?
She's a big fan of our podcast, folk. And
Well, isn't that? Well, I like her already.
exactly. She's a woman of taste and standards.
Demure. She sounds
She's
demure and classy
demure.
and elegant.
And high end. And I would say bordering on genius. And with a wicked sense of humour. And she was listening to us one day, trotting down the road, and she got distracted, as sometimes women do, listening to podcasts. And she got run over because she was laughing at something you or Joe,
not great.
I or you said. And yeah, she got knocked over. And this was, of course, again, a funny story. And I'm pretty sure she contacted me at the time, unless there's multiple people getting run over listening to us. I think it might only be her, because I think she contacted me. Anyway, she contacted him about it, and that's how they started chatting. And then he copped that she was a real person and everything and all that jazz. Anyway, my point was, when I went down, they have, those lads, they're very smart. They have removed themselves from city life. They've removed themselves from the rat race. I was so impressed with the Two Johnnies studio, and I was like, imagine we just had a studio. Imagine we lived nearby each other, we didn't travel as much, and we just had a studio. Oh yeah, okay, Joe's pointing to the room because he's in our studio.
I'm in your studio. That's where I am.
We mean in our own home.
We mean convenient to both of you in the centre of London. Here it is.
We mean in our own home. They just do their pod. They don't travel. They have lovely homes. I think it's time to go country.
Well, Joanne, may I suggest España? If we're going to move,
right.
Can we not move somewhere where it's really sunny and not raining?
Well,
I told you.
What are the comedy clubs like in España, Vogue? Because I don't
Brilliant.
speak
I've heard
Spanish.
brilliant.
I don't
Doesn't
speak
matter. They'll
Spanish.
find you. They'll find you even funnier. And Joanne, you don't mind a bit of travel for work. You'd be over here. I said to Joanne last night, I'm going to start viewing houses over here. And she goes, great. Great. I might buy one too.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, you'll have to buy one first because I actually can't afford one. I'm just doing what people call manifesting.
Yeah.
Is that not the ultimate manifest? If I go and view a house here, then I'm really manifesting, like owning a house here, no?
Yes, I believe that's how manifesting works. You just put it in your mind's eye.
Go and have a look.
I'm going to go
Such
sit in a Ferrari
bullshit.
later as well.
Yeah. Sit in a Ferrari. Put that in your mind's eye. the third one, apparently, that's where all the good shit goes in, all the material stuff. All the material shit goes through your third eye, which is the one in the middle of your forehead, allegedly.
I'm going to print out a bath full of pretend money and lay in it for hours.
Maybe that's why I can't manifest, because when I got my laser eye, I never did the third one. So it's foggy, because I only got the 2 main eyes done. Maybe that's why I don't see any future, or I don't believe in manifesting.
So one of the children poked me in the eye, and now I'm worried. Remember I told you I had 20/20 plus vision? I'm going to have to get my eyes tested again because one's not working. But people responded to my story, and one woman, her mother, got poked in the eye so badly by her brother that her eye, she was blinded for the rest of her life.
What?
That was it. Blinded. Imagine how much. I mean, I wonder what age the child was at the time. Maybe he was a teenager.
That feels
That's why she got blinded.
I don't imagine a child would have the strength. Would they? I don't know. I don't deal with children that regularly. Are they strong?
It would depend on what way they catch you. But that's the one thing in like fighting sports that's you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed bare knuckle boxing. You're not allowed eye gauge. MMA, you're not allowed eye gauge. It's just one of those things that you're not allowed to do, and I can understand why.
I just wouldn't have the aim. I'd try and I'd end up sticking my finger up their arse or something. I just wouldn't have the aim. I'd go completely wayward.
What a mistake. Whoops.
Sorry, I was
again
confused. Wearing them like a ring. I'm so sorry about that. I can only apologise. I just don't have the aim. I'm bad with my left and my right and all that stuff. Do you remember that I had the bit of eye business, which I'm sure I've spoken about before, where I got the stickle back in the eye and then had to go down and have it. I had to wear an eye patch for months when I was a child. Did I tell you about that?
Sorry, what the hell is a stickleback?
I must have told you. We're 4 years in now. I must have told this story.
You didn't? What's a stickleback? What's a stickleback, first of all? Is that thing you blow and all the like things go off and you make a wish, or no?
Something of that family. But it's a sticker.
Not a nettle?
Do you know the ones, the sticklebacks? And they Joe, can we get some fact checking here on the sticklebacks?
I thought a stickleback was a fish, to be honest. So yeah, I need to.
No, I actually know what you mean by it. They do stick to your clothes and stuff. They're just like
thorny.
A piece of green.
They're part of a nettle, I believe.
Oh, now I'm confused. I don't know what a stickleback is then.
I can't find any plants called sticklebacks. I must be honest. I am just getting fish.
Bash.
Well, okay. So obviously, there's holes in the story already, but I'll power on.
Is it that time your eye fell out? That time?
Remember, I was at war and I went blind.
Stick it back in.
Yeah.
Is this your first or second life?
Yeah. Remember in medieval England when I was done for stealing a loaf of bread?
I remember.
And then got stretched on the plank in the town square. That one.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, anyway, we were in primary school, and one of the girls quite aggressively threw a stickleback in my eye. We used to throw these things at each other, and they'd stick to our jumpers and stuff. So I don't know. I obviously call them sticklebacks myself.
I kind of know what you mean.
Anyway, it caused a lot of damage to my left iris, and it scratched the iris. And then my mother, because she's a nurse, didn't believe there was anything wrong with me because she's a nurse. So any kind of pain that isn't,
because she's an Irish mother as well. There's yeah.
Add nurse onto that, and unless you're holding your head in your hands, you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean?
My wrist is sore. Your hand is on the floor. You're fine.
Yeah.
Go to school.
Yeah, unless both kneecaps have been blown out. So anyway, eventually I was in so much pain. I still to this day remember it. As a 42-year-old grown woman, I remember the pain. Every time I closed my eye, it was like there was thorns in my eye. And she was driving me down, and I remember her saying to me, because she was bringing me to her hospital where she worked. So of course that was an extra level of pressure to be almost terminally ill if your mother was bringing you into her own hospital. That if she brought you in for nothing, she was like, I don't want to be one of those mothers, do you know? And she said to me, I remember I was sitting in I was going blind. And she said, there better be something wrong with your eye. And
so you were never so happy.
I was like,
the torture you'd caused yourself.
I was like, oh my God, you know when you're second guessing the agony, because you're like, maybe I am looking for attention. And I then went down and the doctor was like, oh no, this is quite serious. And the relief, I was so relieved because I knew I wouldn't get beaten when I got home by Pat.
So your mother was relieved too.
She was, of course, because she's like, oh, thank God. And then I had to wear an eye patch for ages, and I just stand at the top of the class, and the teacher pointed at me and talked about the dangerous sticklebacks. Yes, there you go.
anything to do with the eye is one of like, you know that like when that happened to my eye, it was like this overwhelming pain where I couldn't catch my breath. I was like, and you're like, oh my God, that's it. My eye is coming out. And I was like, you know, and you're like, you know, if you hit your head, you touch your head and then look at your hand, see if there's blood. I was touching my eye and then putting my hand out to see if my eye was just stigmatting, and it wasn't.
Did you ever cut an eye open in biology?
No, we did hearts. I don't remember getting my hands on an eye.
Was it a frog heart or something? Or what school did you go to? Was it private? Was it a human heart?
It was not private. It was a heart from the butchers. I think it was just a sheep's heart or something. And then I brought it home. My dad ate it. My dad used to love eating heart.
I'd say eat and have real human hearts of like people, poor people. Do they? Those really posh skills. I'd say they bring in human people and then they torture them, kill them, and then use their human hearts. Would I be right? They wouldn't get stickerbacks. They're like, oh my God, I've got a crystal in the eye. It'd be like that.
Crap, there's diamond dust in my eyeballs. Not again, mother.
I'd love to be that posh. I really would. Check us out on YouTube. We're on YouTube now if you want to watch us. Our gorgeous faces. Obviously today I'm back in the sunglasses. I had a heavy weekend. Conor McGregor is not running for president. That is bullshit.
That's what happened to my eye, by the way. I saw those dick pics and it just exploded.
I wanted to gouge one out. I know.
I started clawing at the eyes. Oh no.
I know, yeah. You're like, I can't. I have to wash my eyes. Weren't Waterford Whispers doing something? They were like, there's been an upturn in the sale of bleach as Irish people try to bleach their eyes to rid themselves of the memory of watching Conor McGregor's dick. Basically, anyone who missed it, I don't know how you would, but Conor McGregor was sending dick pics to Azealia Banks, and Azealia Banks outed him on his on whatever. I don't know why, because I think they have been sending nudes to each other for a couple of years.
2016.
Yeah, so I don't know what's turned, but she decided she didn't want them anymore. But he insisted on sending them anyway. Wouldn't be like him.
I would say, do you know what? You know what made her turn? When he started putting like weights and stuff, pretend little baby weights on his, like, I mean, imagine like his kids see that, like, that's your dad who's bought like mini baby weights to hang off his. Honestly, I saw it, I was like, whoa. That was not a sight I was ready for.
The general consensus is, what is she taking to handle this shit? Like, that's what I want to know. What is she on? What meds is she on? How much saging? How much meditation? Because even she would have.
Do you not think that there must be they have to have an agreement of some kind, and the agreement would be he just fucks off and does whatever he wants, and she stays home with the kids. There has to be something there because she's not just like, she is like, as soon as those pictures comes out, she's posting about him.
Happy birthday to him. All this. I mean, it's wild. And like I say, I know this isn't about Dee, this is about Conor, but we know what he's like. He's never going to change. He's always going to behave like this.
Do you know who doesn't know who he's like? Americans don't yet know what he's like. Americans still actually put him on a pedestal and think that he is this real amazing stand-up guy. And it's like, what have you missed? Listen. How do we all know? And it hasn't translated across there. Like, I just don't understand.
Well, I ended up posting an old clip from Prosecco where I was.
That was so funny.
Basically slagging him off. I was talking about the Irish caste system. I really need to post more clips. They're really effective.
That one in particular had such great timing, and it was so funny.
Yeah, because Conor was the talk of the town because of the dick pics to Azealia. So I was like, I might as well dig out, because I knew I had some Conor stuff. So I dug it out. And it was talking about the Irish class system and how Enya's up the top, you know, the singer, Joe, sail away. And then we're all in the middle, scrapping over dry ropes. And then down the bottom is Conor McGregor. Anyway, the amount of Irish who were tagging their American friends, being like, see, I told you. We don't like them. So that was Vogue. You remind me of that when you said about Americans don't. But then also he's also in cahoots with Trump a lot, isn't he?
Trump,
like he's
a.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry. Look at Trump. Look at Trump, though. Come on, like they're all in this same little section of the world that you just like.
The
It's just, I
manosphere.
think it's a really grim reality to think that, especially because I have 2 young boys, I'd hate for them to be thinking that that's the way that is appropriate to act like. Because remember I told you, I don't know if I did say it to you, I was in a sauna when I was filming in Cornwall. You know I love the sauna.
Love it.
And I was sitting there and there was this young boy in there.
You're
and
like
I was trying.
You're like a Greek god where you have your thoughts. Do you know what I mean?
I went to the vomitorium and then I said, where am I going next? The sauna, and then I'm hitting the baths. I love it.
And then we feast.
Then we feast.
Then I get my chicken leg. No, so I got in the sauna and there's this fella there and I knew he wanted to talk to, like, you know, when someone just wants to have a conversation. I was like, shite, I'm really loving my book at the moment. And anyway, so I was like trying just to read my book and then he started talking about it and then he was like, oh, you're Irish. Do you love Conor McGregor? And I was like, no. Do you? And he was like, well, yeah, I just think him and Andrew Tate have a lot to say. And I was like, I literally was like, oh no, I thought my hands were trying out. And I was like, dude, please. I was like, what age are you? I was like I could be your mother, essentially. I was like, please look into this a bit more.
Was he
like,
that young?
please. He was, well, he was 20. I got my period when I was 16, okay, Joanne? So I could have been his mother.
Of course, I was only asking. You just hadn't given him an age. You hadn't given him an age. There wasn't an attack on your fertility. God knows you. We know you have that.
That's how I judge people now. I'm like, oh, I could be your mother, and I find myself saying it, and I'm like, shut up. Anyway, so I told him I could be his mother, and I was like, please look into this a bit more, because it does worry me about young kids thinking this is cool, like that he's this great stand-up guy.
It's a large issue, because the truth is, the stuff he says is resonating with certain men. It is. So, you know, they're like, what's that? What, you know, as women, we're shocked and appalled, but we're not men. So there's a reason why it's resonating. Anyway, look, that's for another podcast. That's not our problem. We don't go down those lanes. We don't go down those roads. We stick to what we know, don't we? Speaking of that, let's talk about Jojo Siwa.
Oh, finally, she's got Jojo Siwa. Joanne, I think it's really unfair that you're inflicting this on us all the time on your Insta and everything. That thing that I saw you post today about what they've called Chris Hughes's balls. I'm like, Joanne, I live a life not wanting to know that stuff, yet you keep flooding my brain with this.
Basically, I went to a party at the weekend. It was James Kavanagh, who is a very good friend of mine. We used to work together in PR. Vogue knows him also.
Yeah.
And he's moved to Kilkenny. He's living a country life with his boyfriend William, and they're big foodies. Anyway, he threw a party. I had such a ball at that party, and do you know when you know it's going to be a big ass party? You know, you're like, it's going to be a big ass party. And I got a curly blow dry. I don't know if you noticed, Vogue.
I saw the curly blow dry and I said, who is that gorgeous girl in front of my eyes?
Thank you. As we know, I scrub up well and then I scrub down almost immediately to an unrecognisable feral rat. But
She got a curly blow dry to go and hang around with a load of gay guys.
Excuse me, Vogue. Not everything
At least
I
it
do
was
is for the
appreciated
male-
by then.
For the male, I was about to say not everything I do is for the male gaze. I meant GAZE, not GAYS.
At least the gays, GAYS, appreciate it.
I did say at one point, because we were all like, oh, we're having such a lovely time. Oh, we get on so well. We're having such a ball. But I did say, would it not be nice to introduce a couple of straight guys into this group? Like, it would just be nice to know that I'm coming down with a hint of something. But there's no straights at these parties. But anyway, I went in for the curly blow dry. I went into a place in Kilkenny, and she did a great job to the point where we were both pissing ourselves laughing. It was very Ringlet vibes, and it was very Shirley Temple vibes. And before the curls drop, it's quite an extreme look. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I looked like a majorette. Do you know the women who like twirl the buttons?
I thought that's the look that you were going for. Like, remember that time I came on the pod and I had a curly blow dry and you two just sat there laughing at me for what felt like 11 minutes.
That was a great day, Joe, wasn't it?
I remember.
I still think about that sometimes. Yeah, if I'm
Well,
sad.
I enjoyed your similar hairstyle this weekend.
If I'm sad, I'll just take that out of it. I was going to call it the wank bank, the lol bank. What's that doing in the wank bank? How did that get in there? I said no Vogue in the wank bank, not after the last time.
If there's not at least one screenshot of me in your wank bank, I don't know what I've done wrong or what I've done to offend you.
It's you as the Afghan hound. That's in the wank bank.
Yeah,
and that's not going anywhere. Rest assured.
Absolutely not.
Anyway,
Gorgeous.
I got this insanely tight curly blow dry. Also, James taught us we went to play hurling as part of the party. He brought us down to the local not GAA club, hurling club. I don't know the language. I've never felt more Dublin in my life. I was there.
They
heels.
took us to the GAA club to play hurling. Well, maybe they did, actually. I don't know. Did they play it in the same place?
We went to a club down the road, which had a bar which served hot spirits and pints, and a green area outside with hurling men, and they brought us around and taught us little bits of hurling. And at one point I had a cigarette in my hand and I was wearing Marc Jacobs platform boots with a hurl in one hand, and I was trying to use it as a hockey stick or a tennis racket. And I was like, this is why they hate Dublin. I get it now. They hate us, and fair play to them. They should. Anyway, also, by the way, learning hurling, I realised I'm not a team player. I was so hungover yesterday. I ate so much. It was like I was going into hibernation. I've never... Do you know the way... Do you ever get a sweet tooth when you're hungover? Because it's something about your body has to use your...
I don't know you
sugars.
to be hungover.
Anyway, back to the party. When I walked in, Adam Sherry said to me, your hair is amazing. And then he burst out laughing. He said, it's very much giving Jojo Siwa Betty Davis eyes. And I said, I cannot even disagree with you, Adam. You have nailed the aesthetic. Then, of course, it meant that I could talk about Jojo Siwa for the next hour at the house party. Why both of you are not obsessed with this pivot from pop lesbian to trad wife with this guy, Christopher Hughes, who she's now going out with, that she met on Celebrity Big Brother. Vogue, you must have been watching this. She went in gay. She came out straight bi. That's not a conversation I want to get into because the LGBTQ community are all trying to argue that out amongst themselves. I stay in my lane. But the relationship with him is so weird, and I was willing to support it at the start.
Tough to lose one of the gang all the same. You know what I mean? That's probably why they're a bit like, what the hell? We want her back.
Of course. And
back into our community.
It's also, it kind of feeds into this narrative like, see, all she needed was a good bit of D to ride the lesbian out of her. Like, there's all those arguments going on. Like I say, I stay in my lane. I stay in my straight cis lane with my curly blow dries at my gay parties. But she's going out with them, and they've released. I now believe that she is an absolute rage baiter. Her whole thing. She's a bit of a melt. That's okay. She's young. She's 21. I get it. She's figuring her shit out.
She only 21.
She's only 21 or 22. Yeah.
Oh my
I know.
God.
To say she's lived a life. But this guy, he's a good bit older than her. He used to go out with Olivia Atwood. And someone asked her about Olivia.
I really like Olivia Atwood, I have to say.
I really like her as well.
I'm into her a lot.
So am
yeah,
I.
I like the shows that she makes.
I like
I
her
like
attitude.
her.
Yeah.
She seems sound.
She does. And she's
10 out of 10.
She's driven.
Yeah.
She's a goer. She's a go-getter. But she used to go out with your man, Chris Hughes. And when she was asked about what she thought about the relationship between Chris Hughes and Jojo Siwa, Olivia Atwood said, I think that Jojo Siwa is very famous, i.e. Chris Hughes is going out with her because she's very famous. And I have to agree. I look at them together and I'm like, I'm not buying it. I think it's an absolute PR stunt now. They post photos of themselves, very intimate photos where they're both clearly naked in bed, post-coital. Jojo Siwa is asleep on his chest. He is so much older than her. She looks like a child. He looks like he's doing skin to skin with the newborn baby.
He is too old for her, but like I have met him now. I have to be honest. I have met him. Yeah, I've met him a few times. A very nice fellow when I met him. But like I've stayed out of the Jojo Siwa stuff because it feels funny to me is the way that I'm going to say it. I don't want to see it because I let it get on my nerves. And I don't know why I let it get on my nerves because why should I care?
I know. Do you know why? Because it's annoying to watch people make their whole personality their relationship. It's really annoying to watch. The problem is we buy it. And that's why I think it's the rage bait. They're obviously setting up all these shots. They seem so smug with each other. They're always, and like I say, I was starting to like her. And now she's just crossed this weird line. And now she's done this Betty Davis cover, which is the Betty Davis. Have you listened to it, Joe?
I'll be honest, I'm not overly familiar with who she is. I'm doing my background research now.
She sounds like she's singing it with electronic larynx. Do you know those things that people use when they've had their throat removed from cancer?
All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes.
And she's doing it on purpose. Clear your throat. Cough, 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 Jojo. Just cough.
I know, but I think that you have to remember what you might have forgotten about a lot of the time of, a lot of people within this industry is people do that kind of stuff.
Totally.
People set up stuff like that.
Yeah.
People set up pop shots. People set up all this kind of stuff. Like, it's all around. It happens all the time. So, like, this is just a part of it.
The Betty Davis video, have you seen it? It looks like she's in drag.
No. I'm sorry. I have to remove myself from it. And if you continuously post shit like you posted today, I'm muting you, Joanne McNally.
This was the straw that broke the camel's back. Hold on.
No more for all of us.
I'm scrolling through the internet last night, minding my own business. I'm hungover. I'm vulnerable. I'm. Here we go. Chris Hughes. She calls my balls Jimmy and Timmy. No. That's enough now.
No one
That's
calls
enough.
anyone's balls anything. You try to ignore them because they're not attractive.
I wouldn't get that far now. I've named some testicles in my time.
You've named balls. I've never named balls.
Yeah.
I've named the rest of the package. I haven't named balls.
Cheating, bastard, ball one, and ball two. I think the photos that they are releasing...
I shouldn't say that. Hang on. I shouldn't say that balls are really ugly because that's not fair. Because I wouldn't appreciate, Joe, if you said something about me that wasn't... I love balls. Okay? I love balls. There you go. That's the next
Vogue.
headline. I love balls.
The photos that they are setting up and holding hands and like hugging, they have the same amount of authenticity as... Do you remember when those two lads dragged that dead body into the post office?
Yeah, they're uncle.
Yeah, do you remember? to get the doll. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
left him
of
on the
course I
ground.
do. Will
and
I
tried
ever
to blame
forget?
his death. And they tried to blame his death on the post office. They dragged a dead body in and pretended it was real. The Jojo Siwa relationship photos of Chris Hughes, they have the same authenticity. In my eyes, they are as fake and as bogus. Someone
Are
needs to
they?
stop them.
Are you talking about pop shots? Did they go around setting up pop shots?
Pop shots, and also their kind of domestic footage of them, like kind of she pretend she's making a cup of tea, and then he'll come up and squeeze her from the back, and she'll pretend she's like, oh, who's that? Like it's gross. I've decided I have to look away. I know it's on me. It's up to me. I'm accountable for what I take in on the internet. But if it is rage bait, which I think it is, she deserves a prize because my God.
Yeah,
this
but
woman
you've
is
said that
good.
about her. You've said that about her for ages about it being rage bait.
Have I?
Yeah, since before Chris Hughes, you did.
Yeah. Oh, I did. You're right. I stand by it.
Yeah, you are right, as always. I need to talk about something. I have to do it. I don't even know if it's going to be too late to talk about it, but it doesn't seem like it's dying down at all. Please, Coldplay CEO.
Oh my God, of course. Sorry.
So for anyone who has been living under a rock, Coldplay had their concert. Where was the concert on, actually? Was it in Washington or something?
Boston?
They have this cam that goes around and catches people, and it's just like their hello cam. Like Peter Kay does it as well.
Kiss cam.
The kiss cam kind of thing.
They do it at American
And-
sports. If you're at like baseball and stuff, they'll zoom in the camera on you.
It's how Pamela Anderson was discovered.
Yeah, it was. That's right.
That's a
Yeah,
nice
she
one.
was.
But it's a fun kind of thing that you do all the time, and people are desperate to get on the camera because it's like a concert of their favorite people. But anyway, Coldplay were going around, they're going to these different people, and all of a sudden they cut to this couple, and the man has his arms around this woman, and it was like they melted into the ground. They just like ducked and rolled. It was so obvious. They did not want to be filmed together. And then Chris Martin said, he was like, oh, I hope that these two are just shy and not having an affair or something. Turns out they were having an affair. They worked for this huge company, Astronomer, I think it was called, and they were having this big affair. His wife was at home, and now it is like all over the internet. There is memes absolutely everywhere. I mean, how do you feel about it? Because I feel obviously terribly sorry for the wife and the kids, because imagine, it's one thing being told someone's cheating on you. It's another thing actually seeing it. So like if she's seeing it in real life, it's like, it's just, and now there's all these videos of coming out of them kissing and stuff that were caught by somebody else and sent into TMZ. It's like,
Can I just say, Vogue, you never explain anything. Vogue just jumps in the middle of a story about family members or something, and then we have to kind of backtrack. And sometimes me and Joe will say, Vogue, you have to explain what it is. And you've now gone to the trouble of explaining the biggest story. Like,
It was a hell of an
no one that
explainer.
doesn't know. Yeah, and she's really
It
gone
was
into
good.
detail
It was
on it.
good.
It was a good explainer.
It was great.
It was really
If I'd
good.
have never seen it, which I have 1,000 times, if I'd have never seen it, I'd know now.
I've never
wow.
seen something bring the world together more, maybe since the Berlin Wall coming down, than this scandal on the Jumbotron. It's like, it's what the internet was built for in a way, because the absolute crack the world is having, the camaraderie at the expense of these private people,
know.
and it's very humiliating.
But like, I'm sorry, what happened to having affairs in seedy hotel rooms in the middle of nowhere? You're taking her to a Coldplay concert, and why didn't you just
Brazen.
if they just smiled and waved?
Brazen. It reminds me of the old Celtic saying, a neck like a jockey's bollocks. To stand at a concert like that. And then my mother, Pat, had a little moment on the internet because I filmed what she thought about it. And she was like, I think they were just good friends. And they could have been resting on each other. And if I was at a concert that length of time, I'd need to rest on somebody. Now, obviously,
Show her
that's
what
why-
TMZ have brought out.
She knows
We
full
want
well.
an update.
Pat's rage baiting me, I'm pretty sure. She's fucking licking it off Jojo Siwa. She knows what she's doing. But firstly, neck like a jockey's bollocks. Like, it's a little naive now. You're all over each other. You should be hiding it more. But what really made me laugh, firstly, it made me miss working in an office, I'll be honest. The scandal, the work affairs, the gossip, the water cooler moments, all that. I was like, the only person I could potentially have an affair with is one of you or my mother. They're the only people I see on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And my local barista, but he's not into it, I can tell. And then they were saying that there was a lot of Christians saying, oh, well, this is Jesus, because Jesus really wanted this couple to be outed. I was like, it's a little deluded to think that Jesus...
Did you watch that fella that was calling it unclean?
No.
Sorry. Dude, some pastor in a
Yeah.
church. And he's like, this is not love. This is not clean. And he just keeps going on about it being not clean. It's like, okay, dude, let's see what skeletons come out of your closet soon, pal.
But the Christians are the ones you have to what? They are the most suspicious. They are the sketchiest of all people. But it's a little naive to think that Jesus, with everything that's going on in the world, is driving a Jumbotron around a Coldplay concert to try and out
It
an
was
affair.
Jesus. I think
Do you
it
know
was
what I mean?
Jesus myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sunday. I'm not arsed with the Middle East. Let's see, what else can I...
Jesus is bringing the worlds to right again.
They're so funny. Did you see the wife has now come out with a statement, which I think is actually AI, because there's a lot of grammatical errors, and I feel it is, and that's, if it's not fair, I'm not shading on her literacy skill. I just mean it looks like it is.
Because I think he brought out a statement and it turned out it wasn't him either. So I don't know what's real.
Well, his statement, there is a statement of his that is real, where he's like, look, Scarlett, I've made a huge mistake. Didn't need it to happen on that scale. And then he gave some Coldplay quote, and that is him. Then there was a TikTok going around of his daughter, who's now used the profile to set up an OnlyFans account. Then that turned out to be fake.
Stop.
Then the mother removed her surname off her Facebook account. That is real. This is why you don't take anyone's name, girls. You don't take anyone's name. Then she deleted her account. That's real. He's lost his job. That's real.
Yeah.
The woman involved has not lost her job
Well, let me tell
At time
you
of
about this.
recording.
So
at
she
time of recording.
she works in HR. So I was thinking about it and I was like, hang on a second. Is she going to be working like both sides of the desk? One side, well, what do you think you were up to? The other side, well, I was just at a coffee. Like, how is that going to work?
She'll have to do it for herself.
Yeah, she'll just be like swapping over sides. She'll wear a hat on one side and then she'll have no hat on the other side.
She'll be like, can I speak to you outside for 5 minutes, please? What a nightmare. But
The
wife
whole thing is a nightmare.
the wife released a statement, and if it's true, which I'm not sure it is very impressive.
Can I just say something about AI, by the way? I really am getting fed up with it. I was watching horses on diving boards the other day and I was like, when did they teach them that? And I watched about 6 of them and then I was like, there's no way a horse can do that. And I'm so sick of being duped like that.
I know, I'm the same. It's fucking terrible.
I was like, oh my God. Because I was thinking they can do dressage. So what's to say they can't die?
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. I'm the same. I'm so naive. I'm so gullible. I have a whole bit on it in Pedophile now about the shit that I've seen that I believe. I know. It's actually kind of embarrassing.
I saw a giraffe and it was carrying the baby giraffe on its back and kicking away all these hyenas. And I was like, Jesus Christ, are they going to get away? And then I'm like, again, not true. How would the baby giraffe have
It
gotten on
looks
the
so
giraffe's
real.
back? It's
looks so
really
real.
annoying. It's ruining what is real, I think.
Do you remember I shared a photo of a flying mantis with like rose petals as wings, and I shared it with like,
Fucking
isn't
hell.
nature amazing? Yeah.
If anyone would like to make a dance remix of I Love Balls, please do send it in to hello@mtgmpod.com.
What's not to love?
Joe, you lazy bastard. Why don't you make that? You do stuff like that. Speaking of gigs, I sent my mom to Peter Kay in Dublin, right? Because
Yeah.
I was like, I went to Peter Kay and I honestly thought it was the funniest shit ever. And he does that as well. He takes the camera himself and he goes around just like zooming in on random people. But it was the funniest thing ever. And I rang my mom anyway. She left. She was like, yeah, we went back. And then no, it's not for us. No, it's not for us. He's not funny at all. I was like, oh yeah, Mom, he's not funny at all. He sold out 3 nights of the 3 Arena and he's also has like a residency in the O2. And I thought, you know what you're getting? I was like, I'm not buying her presents anymore. She left a bag of clothes upstairs for us to go through because we all share clothes, as you know, Joanne, you do it with us too. And I went through the bag and this amount of stuff I'd given her as presents, like proper stuff. I said, that's it. She's not getting anything else off me. Not one thing. Greedy.
But Peter Kay, like, I think he is funny, but comedy is so subjective. And I wouldn't have, to be honest, I wouldn't have put Sandra and Peter together now if I was a betting woman. I would
she's
not
obsessed.
have necessarily collabed them. I wouldn't have aligned them.
Who would you align her with? Because there's somebody that she's obsessed with that she'd love to go and see.
Man or woman?
Man.
Because I think she'd be a big Deirdre O'Kane fan.
I'd say she'd love Deirdre O'Kane, but she really wants to go see Kevin Bridges as well, which I was quite surprised by because he says so many bad words. My mom and Neil would find that, but she
offensive.
Loves him.
Yeah.
No, but she loves him.
Yeah, Kevin's everyone's favourite. Everyone loves a bit of Kev.
Yeah,
Kevy B.
Yeah. Well, she can get her own tickets for that because I'm not getting her anything else. That's it. She's ruined it for herself.
It's always really disappointing. It's like when you decide to show someone a clip of something because you think it's hilarious. Then you're just, it's too much pressure and you're watching them for their reaction. You're like, are you not thinking they're like, it's fine. It's grand. Yeah, it's good. I don't know. It's fine.
Did you not see that bit though? Did you see the bit? Before it gets too old, because this will get old because she's about to go to prison, the mushroom lady, Dawn.
Oh, well, I've started listening to a podcast about it, which is I'm a bit late in the day. I came a bit late in the day to the mushroom thing, but it's giving me anxiety because it's the same podcast I listened to for the Lucy Leppy trial. So the music is the same, and it's so strange because the music is bringing out this weird sick feeling in my stomach because of the Lucy Leppy thing was a lot darker, a lot more sinister case. Listen, the second she put her own dinner on a different coloured plate, come on.
I mean, but you know what I thought about that? I was like, she has played the long game here, like always being like, oh, just got to get my favourite plate whenever they came over. So like then they wouldn't have noticed when they did come over and she was using the favourite plate.
And her kids she was feeding her kids mushrooms for months, doing taste tests with them, going, can you taste the mushrooms in that? Can you taste the mushrooms in that? And what the hell is a dehydrator? The whole thing. I was like, this story stinks. Also,
she was so bad at it though. Like she was so bad bringing the dehydrator to the dump and everything's on camera. Everything has been caught, so they couldn't bring all that stuff out. And like, lazy.
Can you imagine?
You know it's her first murder, wouldn't you?
It is her first, yeah. This is her first rodeo, you know. This is her first, clearly. Yeah. But like, imagine her ex-husband. Imagine knowing that he didn't go, and it's like that.
I know. I'm surprised she still went through with it without him.
Always good to turn down a dinner invitation every now and again. Forget the FOMO. Sometimes it's survival. Women always poison.
Do you know what? You're
Women
right.
poison. Yeah, that's how they do it.
I saw this thing on this really old granny on Instagram. It wasn't AI, but she was this really old granny with like tight curls, and she looked like a really smiley lady. And she poisoned 4 of her husbands, 2 of her kids, and 1 of her grandchildren.
Wow.
It is poison, but it's. But I suppose you would think it's the easiest way. And like, I'm not cleaning up any mess.
That's it. There's a great podcast, and it goes through kind of, you know, women in history who murdered, and it's a lot of it's like Victorian time murders, but it's when you listen to a few of them, you're like, you know, the way you watch true crime documentaries, when women die, it's the husbands. When men die, they're poisoned. It's women always poison. But it's a really good podcast. I'd highly recommend if you're into death and history.
I do like a bit of death podcast just because I find it so interesting. Obviously, then I can't sleep for days after, but maybe a daytime podcast.
I sleep like a baby.
Oh God, I just think being poisoned would be the worst. That man who survived, then if he hadn't survived, would they have found out? They would have found out if he hadn't survived. Because she was grand just walking around. She's like, no, I didn't have anything to do with that. That wasn't me. It's like, it's a bit fishy looking now that you're just here living your life.
And I think she was blatantly Googling, can I kill my relatives with mushrooms? Like, she really.
Yeah.
She kind of underestimated the legal system completely. And do you want to know? Aren't they some weird church? Aren't they some church of something? Something church of the pariahs or something? What are they, Joe? Church of the second pariahs?
Joanne really has it in for the churchies today, doesn't she?
That's it from us. I'm on tour, FYI.
I can't wait to go to see you on tour. So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
A communal promo. I love it. Pluggy plug.
Joe, we'll go together. Do you want to come with us?
I'd like that
Well,
very
he's your
much.
+1 then, because I'm running low.
Get lost. I only deal with +3s with you. I'm me +3.
You can just sit side of stage. The two you can just sit in the wings.
Well, I'm going to go to so many. I'm just going to sit in the back with the tannoy by the end of it.
That's actually, that camera thing is such a good idea. I wonder would I like do some sort of Jumbotron thing? Sounds
Oh my
great
God,
crack.
Please do a Jumbotron.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't bring my fancy man then with me, will I?
Bring your side chick.
Just out me and Joe.
Also, keep sending your emails in to us. hello@mtgmpod.com.
Wow.